I'm so excited for this video. This is the Goddess Energy Book Club. These are the books I wish I could give to my 15-year-old self, and I would definitely scandalize her, on what it means to step into your power as a woman, what it means to identify and slay shame, release shame, to own your wildness, your wilderness, your wisdom. This video is a part of the series that I'm doing on redefining aging. And I would as much give these books to any 15-year-old. Definitely, I wish I could give them to myself, my 15-year-old self. But to any woman who is going through a kind of reclamation, a kind of reinvention. And for so many of us, aging is that initiation. We start to feel loss, and we get to choose for that to be gain. We get to choose for that to be its own cocoon, its own rebirth, its own breaking free into a whole new version of ourselves. So, the number one book that I will put into any woman's hands I possibly can is Women Who Run with the Wolves. The subtitle is Myths and Stories of the Wild Woman Archetype by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. I think of her as one of my sages, one of my great mentors. She traces throughout history and throughout many different traditions and cultures the archetype, the kind of central story that we see pop up in storytelling around the world of the wild woman, whether that is the goddess, the witch, the creatrix, the artist, all of the different forms that she can take. And she also goes very deep into the shame that and the shadow that those stories have taken on, the shame that is imbued in that identity in many cultures, and what does it look like to free ourselves of that. So this is number one for sure. Another word for this energy, this wild energy that Estes is getting at, is shakti. And so my second recommendation is Awakening Shakti by Sally Kempton. She just passed in the last couple of years, and it was so incredible to watch on social media all of the different kinds of people, men and women, that her legacy and her teaching has affected. I'd actually seen this book many times in many yoga studios, and I don't know, it just seemed like too much. I felt like the whole world of Hindu spirituality was this impenetrable mystery, and it just seemed so other. I didn't really see like where there was a place for me in that. The subtitle for this book is The Transformative Power of the Goddesses of Yoga. And so this is maybe a little surprising to hear. This book is a phenomenal introduction to the Hindu cosmology. You're going to learn a lot about how that whole imaginative system is organized through the lens of the goddesses, and there are many of them in yoga. What she gets at in this book is that each of these goddesses represents an element of the divine feminine. So we move through these different elements at different moments of our lives, we blend them, but to be able to identify like, I'm in my Durga energy, I'm in Kali energy, I'm in Saraswati regality, to be able to have a personalization to this type of energy is really helpful. She starts off the book by drawing this distinction between Shiva and Shakti and talking about how these two beings and energies relate to each other, which is another version of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, which exists in all of us. In all healthy humans, we have elements of both. And so what does it look like to cultivate a kind of balance and awareness of having both energies and using both energies in our creativity, in our devotion? Next is Untamed. Are we seeing a theme here? Setting our wilderness free. Yes. This is Glennon Doyle's breakout bestseller, a revolution in a book. It's her personal story of ending a marriage, and in that, breaking free into a whole nother version of herself and understanding all of the stories that she was operating in without even really being aware of it, and that there are alternatives. Next is The Wisdom of the Body by Hillary McBride. I had the great honor to interview Hillary on the Altar podcast last year. Highly recommend you listen to that episode or watch the video. Hillary is a sage. She is a young sage of embodiment and of healing trauma as it's stored in the body, healing trauma through setting the body free, reconciling with our bodies, seeing our bodies as our greatest ally, not our worst enemy. If you have ever struggled with an eating disorder, with body image, with shame, with sexual shame, if you have struggled with a spirituality that maybe denigrates the body or teaches you not to trust your body, if you have abuse, the trauma of abuse stored in your body, this book is strong medicine. Along the same lines is Mama Gina's incredible book, Pussy, A Reclamation. I had no idea who this woman was. Mama Gina, you'll notice her name on the book, Regina Thomas Hour, but she's known as Mama Gina. Go follow her on Instagram right now. She's incredible. Talk about radiance. Talk about shakti. Talk about wild, passionate energy. She is teaching so many women how to come into their full power, the power of their pleasure, and the relationship between pleasure and intuition, and what incredible healing that your own body can lead you into. I could go on, but I want to just draw our attention to this incredible phrase, this word that she uses, a reclamation, a taking back, a reclaiming. And that's the journey that this book leads you on. Next is the great Sue Monk Kidd, who is gratefully still writing. I have dearly loved all of her novels, especially The Secret Life of Bees, which is maybe my favorite novel, and The Mermaid Chair. All of her novels are playing with femininity, playing with the relationship between mothers and daughters, and the divine feminine in all of its forms and reinterpretations. And so I recommend her novels to you for sure, but I went ahead and landed on this book, The Dance of the Dissonant Daughter. First of all, The Dance of the Dissonant Daughter. Are you also a dissonant daughter like me? Yes, let's dance. This is a beautiful memoir of her own spiritual journey in coming into her own voice, in discovering what it means to live in the divine feminine, to reimagine and boldly reinterpret the faith in which she was raised, and to have her own reclamation of what she wants to keep and what she wants to release, and most importantly, how she wants to dance. And we'll crescendo with this masterpiece of a book, this beautiful explosion, Blossoms and Bones. And you probably see a theme in all of these books of the body, the body, the body, that one of the great gifts of the feminine is the body, embodiment, calling us back to the body, to matter, to stuff, to secularity, to all of that attention to the body. There's no book like this. I'm just going to give you just pick any page. What in the world? What is going on here? It reminds me a lot of Ram Dass's Be Here Now. What in the world? It's so much fun. Kim Krans, the author, is a magical being. She has created all of my favorite tarot decks and animal decks, archetype decks. Go look up all of her incredible decks and you'll start to understand why this is such an artistic playground. And this is her journey. She calls it drawing a life back together. This is her journey of healing her relationship with her body, and specifically relationship with an eating disorder, and to all interwoven with the pain and shame and grief of miscarriages. And it is a raw and real and just vibrant journey through healing, through art, through creativity, that invites all of us into this question of what kind of creation could heal my wound, could heal our wound. So if any of these are your first reads through these books, I am so jealous of you. I can't wait to hear what you think. I can't wait to hear what it sparks in you, questions you have. So I'd love for the thread underneath this video to just become a conversation about that. And many of these books are read by the authors on audiobooks, so I definitely recommend seeing if you can listen to the audiobooks and really feel the life of these books as well. You can see, though, I listened to the audiobook of Untamed, but mine is full of all kinds of notes and nuggets. So maybe you want to get both the hard copy and the audio. I wish you a brave journey into your wilderness, into your beautiful, wild, shakti power. And I can't wait to hear about it. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and in the comments, add to this list what's on your Goddess Energy book list. I can't wait to hear. Happy reading and happy growing. Big love.